Long before the first plow broke the soil of this continent, a story was growing. It was a story of three sisters, inseparable and devoted to one another. They were so different, yet they thrived only when they were together. This is not just a legend whispered around a fire, it is a profound lesson in reciprocity, a blueprint for a relationship with the land that has sustained communities for thousands of years. The three sisters, corn, beans, and squash, are more than just crops. They are a living testament to the wisdom that understands the world as a circle of gifts, where each member gives and receives in equal, life-sustaining measure. This ancient gardening method is a beautiful dance of cooperation, a model for how we, too, can live in harmony with the earth. Imagine a garden that tends to itself, where the plants are not competitors, but collaborators. This is the promise held within the three sisters. The Haudenosaunee people and many other indigenous nations recognized the inherent intelligence of the plant world. They saw that these three sisters offered not only a complete and balanced diet, but also a complete and balanced ecosystem in miniature. Corn provides the strong stalk for beans to climb, beans fix nitrogen in the soil to nourish their sisters, and the broad leaves of squash shade the ground, preserving moisture and preventing weeds. It is a story of family, of support, and of a generosity that flows from the soil to the plate, and back to the soil again. This ancient practice is not locked away in the past, it is a living, breathing invitation for us today. In a world that often feels fragmented and competitive, the Three Sisters Garden offers a gentle reminder of the power of community. It teaches us that our strength does not come from standing alone, but from linking our arms with others, supporting them as they grow, and accepting their support in return. It's a philosophy that extends far beyond the garden patch. This method is a gift, a practical and spiritual tool passed down through generations, waiting for us to listen, to learn, and to plant the seeds of a more generous future for ourselves and for the land. As we stand on the edge of our own gardens, whether they are sprawling acres or a few containers on a balcony, we can choose to engage in this ancient conversation. We can become students of the plants, observing their quiet interactions, and learning their language of mutual care. The Three Sisters are calling to us, offering a way to feed our bodies and our spirits. They remind us that the earth is not a resource to be exploited but a relative to be honored. Let's step into this story, get our hands in the soil, and discover the deep and abiding wisdom that grows when these three sisters are planted together. It is a story that has room for all of us. Let us first greet the eldest sister, Corn. She is the strong one, the central pillar of this family. Corn stands tall and straight, reaching for the sun with her green arms and silken hair. She is the support system, the literal backbone of the garden. Without her, the family would lose its structure. Corn offers her sturdy stalk as a living trellis, a ladder for her climbing sister to ascend. In return for this gift of support, she asks for little, only sun, water, and the nourishment her sisters will soon provide. She is the vertical axis of the garden, a silent leader who creates the architecture for the community to thrive. She reminds us of the importance of standing strong to lift others up. Next, we meet the giving sister, the one who nurtures from below, the bean. She is the flexible and generous one, twining her way up the corn stalk in a gentle embrace. The bean is a nurturer, a quiet provider. Her true gift lies hidden in the soil within tiny nodules on her roots. Here she performs a quiet miracle, capturing nitrogen from the air, something her sisters cannot do, and converting it into a form of food that enriches the soil. She feeds the hungry corn, ensuring her sister has the strength to stand tall. The bean teaches us that giving can be a quiet act, a vital contribution that strengthens the entire community from the ground up. She shows us that true strength is also about interdependence. And finally, we welcome the protector, the sprawling squash sister. She is the guardian of the ground, spreading her wide, umbrella-like leaves across the earth. Her role is to shelter the soil, to create a living mulch that keeps the ground cool and moist, conserving the precious gift of water. Her broad leaves also form a protective canopy that discourages weeds from taking root, ensuring her sisters have the space and resources they need. Her prickly vines offer another layer of protection, deterring curious critters who might want to nibble on the tender corn. Squash teaches us about the importance of creating a safe and nurturing environment, of protecting the foundation upon which the community is built. Together, these three are more than the sum of their parts. They are a perfect system of reciprocity where the needs of one are met by the gifts of another. Corn offers support, beans provide nutrients, and squash protects the sacred ground they all share. This isn't just clever companion planting, it is a profound ecological and spiritual lesson. They provide a complete protein when eaten together, nourishing the body as they nourish the soil. They are a family, a community, a perfect metaphor for how we should live. Why did the gardener cross the road? To get to the other side of the patch where the three sisters were having a family reunion? To begin your own Three Sisters garden, you must first listen to the land. Find a place that receives at least 6 to 8 hours of sunlight each day. The soil should be the foundation of your welcome. Prepare it by clearing away weeds and grass, and if you can, enrich it with compost, a gift back to the earth for the gifts you are about to receive. The traditional method involves creating small mounds of earth. These mounds should be about a foot high and 3 to 4 feet wide. Think of them not as mere piles of dirt but as the hearth, the center of the home you are building for this plant family. Spacing these mounds about 4 feet apart gives the squash sister plenty of room to stretch her arms. Once the sun has warmed the soil in late spring, after the last frost has passed, it is time to invite the eldest sister. Plant 4 to 6 corn seeds in a small circle, about 6 inches apart, on the flat top of your mound. Pat the soil down gently like tucking a child into bed. Water them with care and wait. In a week or two you will see the first green shoots emerge. Allow the corn to grow until it is about knee-high, strong enough to offer its support. This is a lesson in patience, in waiting for the right moment and honoring the natural timeline of growth. This initial step establishes the central pillar around which the entire community will be built. When the corn stands strong and ready, it is time for the bean sister to arrive. Plant 6 to 8 pole bean seeds, not bush beans, in a circle about 6 inches away from the base of the corn stalks. As they sprout, you may need to gently guide their delicate tendrils towards the corn, showing them the path. They will quickly learn, embracing the corn in their upward spiral. This is a physical manifestation of connection, a living embrace that benefits both. The beans begin their quiet work of pulling nitrogen from the air, fixing it in the soil, and feeding the corn that holds them up. This is reciprocity in action, a beautiful silent exchange of gifts. Finally, when the beans have begun their climb, it is time to welcome the protector. Plant 4 to 5 squash seeds around the base of the mound on the outer edges. They will sprout and begin their journey, spreading their large leaves across the soil. Their mission is to create a living mulch, to shade the ground and keep the roots of their sisters cool and moist. They will conserve water and keep unwelcome weeds at bay. Now, the circle is complete. The three sisters are together, working in harmony. Your role now shifts from planter to caretaker to observer of this beautiful, self-sustaining community you have helped to create. Even in the most harmonious family there can be small disagreements, and so it is with the three sisters. A common misstep for new gardeners is impatience. We are eager to see the full family together, so we plant all three sisters on the same day. This is like asking a toddler to support a teenager. The fast-growing beans can overwhelm the young corn, pulling it down before it has the strength to stand. Remember the rhythm corn first, let it grow strong, then the beans, and finally the squash. The garden teaches us to honor the stages of life and the right timing for every connection. Let patience be the first seed you plant in your heart. Another whisper from the garden concerns choosing the right family members. Not all corn, beans, and squash are suited for this arrangement. You must choose a pole bean, one with a climbing nature, not a bush bean that will stay low to the ground. Bush beans would end up competing with the squash for sunlight and space. Similarly, select a tall, sturdy variety of corn, one that can proudly bear the weight of its climbing sister. And for the squash, choose a vining variety that loves to roam, not a compact zucchini. It's not about finding the best seeds, but the right seeds for this particular community. A lesson in understanding the unique gifts and needs of each individual. Sometimes we can be too generous. We might plant too many seeds in one mound thinking more is always better, but this can lead to overcrowding where the sisters must compete for sunlight, water, and nutrients. A crowded home is a stressful home. Follow the spacing guidelines, giving each plant the room it needs to breathe and grow to its full potential. This teaches us about balance and respecting boundaries. It's a reminder that a healthy community is not about density, but about ensuring every member has what they need to thrive. If too many sprout, it is an act of kindness to thin them, allowing the strongest to flourish. And what if things go wrong? What if the corn is slow to grow, or the beans don't climb, or pests arrive for a visit? Do not see this as failure. See it as the garden speaking to you, offering you a lesson. Perhaps the soil needs more nourishment, or the location needs more sun. Gardening is not a destination, it is a relationship, a continuous conversation. Every wilted leaf or nibbled squash is a piece of information. The biggest mistake is to become discouraged. The earth is forgiving, just showing up, putting your hands in the soil and trying is a success. Every season is a new opportunity to listen more closely and learn. When the harvest time comes, you will gather more than just corn, beans, and squash. You will gather a sense of accomplishment, a connection to your food, and a deep-seated feeling of self-sufficiency. In a world where we are so often disconnected from the sources of our sustenance, growing your own food is a revolutionary act. It is a declaration of independence. Each meal prepared from your garden is a testament to your partnership with the earth. This is a wealth that cannot be measured in dollars, but in nourishment, in health, and in the quiet confidence that comes from providing for yourself and your family. This is the first taste of true abundance. This practice of gardening is a way to build generational wealth that extends beyond a bank account. The knowledge you gain, how to read the soil, when to plant, how to care for a living community, is a treasure. This wisdom can be passed down to your children and their children, a legacy of resilience and connection to the land. Owning land, even a small plot, becomes the foundation for this legacy. It is a place to sink roots, both literally and figuratively. A garden becomes a classroom, a sanctuary, and a source of provision that can sustain a family for generations. It is a living inheritance, far more valuable than stocks or bonds. Organizations like Ancestry lands champion this very idea. They understand that land ownership is a pathway to empowerment, and that gardening is a fundamental skill for building a self-sufficient life. They provide resources and guidance, encouraging everyone to reclaim this ancestral connection to the earth. Whether you have acres of countryside or a sunny patio, the principles are the same. Tending the land is an investment in your family's future, creating a heritage of health, knowledge, and security. It is about planting seeds of prosperity that will be harvested for years to come, nourishing bodies and building a legacy of independence on the land you call home. The Three Sisters Garden is a model for this kind of wealth. It is a system that enriches the soil, leaving it better for the next generation of plants. In the same way, our stewardship of the land should leave it healthier for the next generation of our families. By adopting these practices, we are not just taking from the earth, we are entering into a covenant of care. We are building what really matters: healthy soil, healthy food, strong families, and a deep, abiding connection to the place we live. This is the true meaning of wealth, a richness of spirit, of health, and of relationship that will endure. Your garden is a story waiting to be told. Each seed that sprouts, each vine that climbs, and each fruit that ripens is a new chapter. We invite you to share this story with us. What lessons have the Three Sisters taught you? Did you face a challenge that became a moment of learning? Did you feel that quiet joy when you served a meal that came from your own hands and your own land? Your experiences are part of a larger circle of knowledge, a tapestry woven from the threads of countless gardens. By sharing your journey, you offer a gift to others who are just beginning theirs. Let your story be a seed for someone else's garden. The path to self-sufficiency and a deeper connection with the earth is one best walked with others. It is a journey of shared wisdom, encouragement, and celebration. We encourage you to subscribe to the Ancestry Lands newsletter and follow our channels. Here you will find a supportive community and a wellspring of resources. We share practical gardening tips, stories from landowners, and guidance on how to make your land productive and regenerative. Think of us as a companion on your path, a friendly neighbor leaning over the garden fence to offer advice or just to admire your growing corn. This invitation is for everyone. You do not need a sprawling farm to begin. The spirit of the Three Sisters can live in a few pots on a city balcony or in a raised bed in a suburban backyard. The journey starts with a single seed and the desire to grow. Ancestry Lands is dedicated to making the dream of land ownership and sustainable living accessible to all. We believe that everyone deserves the security and joy that comes from having a piece of the earth to call their own, a place to cultivate food, family, and a lasting legacy. So let us begin. Let us honor the ancient wisdom of the Three Sisters and plant the seeds of a more resilient and connected future. Let us get our hands dirty and our spirits nourished. Join the conversation in the comments below. Share your hopes for your garden this season. Follow our journey and let us follow yours. Together we can cultivate not just gardens, but a community rooted in the generous, reciprocal spirit of the earth itself. The circle is open, and there is a place in it for you. Let's grow together.